What is up, y'all? Profitz here. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. And as you can see, today I wanted to go over and do a trade breakdown of a trade that we caught last week on USD CHF, so US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Honestly, this is kind of becoming one of my favorite pairs, one of my go-to pairs. This is not a pair that you're going to find a trade every week on, maybe not even every month. Usually around every month you'll be able to catch a trade on it, but with the strategy that I use for higher time frame trades, USD CHF honestly moves beautifully. It can take a while to play out and eventually come to your zones of entry, which this definitely happened on this trade, because I had been waiting for this trade for like 3 weeks. Once I sort of saw it developing, that's how long it took to actually hit my entry. But I'll wait 3 weeks to catch 100 pips on a trade. That's a no-brainer for me. So I hope you guys' trading journey is going well so far. If you guys have been following my channel, you guys know that it's been an up and down journey for me. But lately, patience has just been my best friend, and these long-term trades have been really playing out for me. So I wanted to share why I took this trade. I posted it on a few of my social medias, catching 100 pips. And this is my first time ever catching 100 pips, but obviously it's still a big trade. So it's definitely one to be proud of. So you guys know that I trade shark fins is a big part of my strategy, which is down here on the TDI, or some would call it an RSI, depending on how you have your things, how you have it set up. But basically, an RSI, right? And I have a 25 point and then a 75 point for the boundaries. But if you guys, I believe I have one of my videos kind of going over shark fins and RSIs on my channel, so you guys can find that and go through that if you want to, go a little bit more in depth with it. I'm not going to go that in depth with that specific indicator right now, but that is just one portion. That is one confluence that I use right now currently to find my trades and be able to actually take an entry. So this trade right here, USD CHF, and I've left these past trades on here too. And right now, this is actually a current trade that I'm in, that I'm currently up about 56 pips on, which is awesome. This could be another 100 pip trade, and I will tell you why I got in that one as well. But if we go all the way back, right now, here are some major lows. We're talking monthly lows that USD CHF is hitting, and then finally broke. So it actually broke lows, and if you go way back, I'm not going to do it right now, but if you go way back on like the weekly chart, you're getting to all-time lows ever on this pair. So obviously I'm looking for buys, because this pair has never seen these lows before, and USD has had weakness for a very solid amount of time. I mean, look at this. This is on the 4-hour chart, by the way. And we've been going down this whole entire time. I mean, this is dating all the way back to January at the beginning of this year. USD's been tanking, right? Especially on this pair. Now, obviously, that's not going to be exactly look like that on every single USD correlated pair, because it also, you have to take into consideration what the other side of the pair is doing. So CHF, for instance, obviously there's has been some strength there. So anyways, what I was talking about was the lows. So you're reaching all-time weekly, monthly lows. So obviously at the lows, you're not going to sell. If this was at all-time highs, you're not going to want to look for a buy, right? It's just not smart, because eventually what's going to happen, it's bound to rebound. It's bound to make some sort of retracement eventually. Once you have been in the markets long enough, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The charts aren't going to just fly up or tank forever. Eventually, there's going to be some sort of retracement, and that is kind of what we were looking for here. And how did I know to trade in such a time of, it just going down? Why am I looking for buys? How did I even know to look for buys in this time? And that is because shark fins. So there was a 4-hour shark fin. Now let's change over to the 1 hour. There was a 1 hour shark fin on this trade. So 4 hour, 1 hour. Let's go back to even, let me see. All right, like I said, 4 hour, 1 hour. Now let's take it back even further. Let's talk about the daily time frame. Daily shark fin. There's actually a double shark fin here. Now there was a shark fin here, and then boom, it went even deeper. And right here is actually shark fin divergence. As you can see, this is a lower point on the RSI than here, or the TDI, RSI, TDI. Interchangeable, but it goes, let's see, let me show you here. It's going down here, right? And right here, it's going up. Down here, up here, that is called divergence. Now, that is just one thing in the grand scheme of this strategy. So that was the daily. Now look, there is, let's go to the weekly. Weekly shark fin at weekly and monthly lows. Think about this. There's a shark fin at the weekly and monthly lows. 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly shark fins. Now, this does not occur very often at all. I will tell you that. If I was to just trade based off of this, I would maybe take like 4 or 5 trades a year. I'm telling you, this does not occur very often, but when it does, obviously you can see that if you do catch the bottom, this can play out very, very nicely. And I will say, before I go on further of why exactly I took that specific trade, I did try and catch it over here as well. There was a shark fin on lower time frames on the 1 hour, and we were still at lows. So I did try and catch it over here, and it ended up moving up, and then it hit me at break even, which I'm fine with. And guess what? Then it moved down further, and then the shark fin started to play out on other higher time frames. So it was first just on the 1 hour. I took a break even. Okay, fine. That's whatever. Then it started to play out on the 4 hour, daily, weekly. All the time frames started to align, and when all the time frames start to align and correlate with each other, guess what? You're in for a huge impulse move, which is what is happening right now, that you're able to capitalize on if you're smart and able to, dial in the strategy. You're able to capitalize it on not only one trade, but possibly multiple trades like I'm in right now. I'm in a second trade on this same move off the same daily and weekly shark fins. So there was shark fin divergence on the weekly, which shark fin divergence on the weekly right there, that is a very powerful thing that you do not want to trade against. I will tell you that. Now, let's look at moving averages. This is the 4 hour time frame. And why did I put my stop loss right here? Because the 1 hour or the 4 hour 50, which would be the 1 hour 200. Let me go to the 1 hour. This is back on the 1 hour time frame. Let's go to the MAs. Boom, that is going to be the 1 hour 200 as well. That is, and it's also structure up here, so it could have came up and bounced back down, which would have meant that I would have just gotten stopped at break even, or even all the way back at stop loss if the trend was to continue and go even further, which could happen. I didn't know that this was going to be the start of the whole entire move, but I took my chance, I took my shot, and guess what? It played out. So, again, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour shark fin, plus all-time lows on the weekly, daily, monthly. Plus, if you see right here, and 0.80500 psych level is where it initially bounced off of. So we have this huge, let's go a little bit further into that, because this is actually a key part of this, is because look at this huge impulse down and then immediately reject back up right around that psych level, right? Now let me go over here. This is the same, this is the 4 hour time frame, and I just want to get a line on here to show you guys exactly what I mean. So that 80500 psych level, about right there. Look at this on the 4 hour time frame. The impulse down, boom, immediately starts rejecting. Now, did I take the trade exactly at the bottom? No. That is a extremely hard thing to predict, and you never want to try and catch a falling knife, right? You never want to try and catch the rebound at all-time lows, all-time highs, like I mean. But guess what? We move back down to the 1 hour time frame, and we have the rejection of the psych level, and then a retest of the psych level, and boom, we're off to the races. So I take the trade, and I actually didn't get as good of an entry as I wanted to on this trade initially because I was at work when it happened. So once I had alerts set, my alert went off, but I couldn't check it until like 15-20 minutes later, and it already kept moving a little bit. So I was able to get in, but not pinpointed exactly where I wanted to. But guess what? On this big of a trade, you know, where I'm aiming for a 1 to 3 risk to reward at least, if you're not in exactly to the pip that you want to get in, it's okay. So originally I had around a 35 pip stop loss, 100 pip TP. Once this trade went up and hit the 1 hour 50 moving average, which is right here, which is also at a major sign of structure, which price could have bounced down to continue to new lows here. And as you can see, it did reject off quite heavily right here. Actually hit that 1 hour 50. I moved my stop loss up underneath the low, which is around a 23 pip stop loss. So it ends up moving it to around a 1 to 4. Now it's still initially 1 to 3, but you're cutting some of that risk, right? You're cutting risk just in case it comes down all the way. Now I had already accepted the risk, so I didn't want to have my stop loss in profit, which guess what? It might have gotten stopped out if I would have went ahead and moved my stop loss to profit. But I didn't move it. I just moved it to a little bit above the low, and guess what? It ended up playing out. That is an important part as well. And I know I'm a little bit all over the place right now, but I'm trying to remember everything that went into this trade. It was also at towards the beginning of last week that this trade triggered, and now my mind's already on this trade and this next trade. But this just goes to show the power of confluence. And if you know nothing about what I just said makes sense, you have no idea what shark fins are, you have no idea what moving averages are, you have no idea what any of this is, go look on the rest of my channel and you can see some more in-depth breakdowns of these concepts. I have, I don't know exactly what the video is called, but quite a while back, sometime last year I believe, I posted like my higher time frame strategy, 4 hour and 1 hour. And now I'm even moving back to daily, weekly for added confluence, not to solely trade off of. My entries are usually on the 4 hour or 1 hour, but for an added confluence, yeah, I might look at the daily and weekly, because obviously you can see it is a extremely strong narrative and correlation when you have all these time frames adding up and doing the same thing, all doing the same thing that you're looking for in your own strategy. So that is how I ended up catching this 100 pip trade on USD CHF. Again, for a summary, you're at all-time lows. You have the shark fin on multiple time frames correlated, and also the 0.80500 psychological level that we end up having the rejection off of. And again, this strategy takes a lot of patience and a lot of time to master, but the risk to reward is so high, and also the strike rate is very high. Like I said, I tried to catch this move over here, but guess what? It wasn't quite ready to fully take off yet, but I was still able to, it still went up enough where I was able to put my stop loss at break even, and then so I just got hit at break even. So I took a break even, and then guess what? I hit the W. Now, quickly I will go over the current trade that I'm in. So again, this trade is still playing off of the daily and weekly time frames, and even the 4 hour time frame. Shark fin is still, well, this was the initial shark fin. We ended up coming up, rejecting again off the 200, and then another shark fin created. So that one this is a completely separate trade for the 4 hour time frame. But if we were to move to the daily time frame, this is still working off of the same shark fin, same daily and weekly shark fin that I initially took the trade off of in the beginning with. The shark fin divergence, right? But sorry, I know I'm flipping in between time frames, and I have a couple different tabs open, so I'm trying not to confuse y'all, but sorry if it is a little bit confusing at all. Anyways, we had this huge initial move up. Again, even though I took TP and this is moving up, I'm not continuously scaling in or taking buys. I'm satisfied with 100 pips. Why would you not be? Also, I did forget to mention, I did have a runner on this that I took TP around 135 pips at. I did let it run over a little bit during an Asian session last week, last Wednesday. I was going to say it was Wednesday or Thursday night, I couldn't remember, but Wednesday night it looks like. I ended up letting that runner happen, run over I took most of my profit at 100 pips, had a small runner, and it ran up to around 135 pips. But I'm still calling this a 100 pip trade because that's when I took like 75% of my profits. Anyways, now that that trade is fully out of the way, again, still working off of that weekly and daily time frame shark fin divergence, we move up and we come back down into this support level, right? This is a level that was resistance, boom, rejection, boom, rejection, boom, rejection, breakthrough, retest right at the 1 hour 200, and this should have been the 4 hour 200 as well. Or was it the 4 hour 50, excuse me. 4 hour 50, 1 hour 200. Came back to retest. And guess what? It was another shark fin on the 4 hour and 1 hour time frame. So that gives me another entry. That is according to my plan to give you another entry. And guess what? We're still working off of the higher time frames, which is just added confluence. I keep mentioning the higher time frame, the weekly and daily shark fin, because it's such an important part to why I would even try and take this continuation trade, because that initial move is still playing out. We have still not hit any kind of daily or weekly moving averages moving on the way up. Look at how high the daily 50 and the 200 are. We still have quite a bit of ways to go. And again, I'm just finding ways to ride the wave up to my final target, right? And that doesn't mean you have to be in the entire move. Obviously, there is pips that I missed here. I'm not catching the entire move. I'm not buying, selling, trying to catch every little move. I'm just catching the ones and trying to enter the ones with the most confluence that stay according to my plan. That is a very key important part, no matter what strategy you use, but especially with a higher time frame strategy like this. And again, this stop loss was originally 30, 35, 36 pips. Oh, I usually go for around a 1 to 3 every single time, and that'll take us right up to these highs, just like this trade over here. As you can see, this is a rinse and repeat strategy that obviously is working. So, again, a 4 hour and 1 hour shark fin, and I'll go over this quick because this is not even the trade that I meant to, but since I'm already in it, I'm just going to go ahead and go over kind of what I got in, why I got into it again to ride the wave. So, we have the touch of the 1 hour 200, which is the 4 hour 50 moving average, along with shark fins on both time frames. As soon as we move up, we hit the the 1 hour 50 moving average. That is always where you can move your stop up. So boom, right at that, when that happened yesterday, Tuesday, I ended up putting my stop loss higher up, just like I did on the other trade when I moved the stop loss up once that 1 hour 50 is hit. That is very important. Now, again, this is why I didn't put it to stop loss or to break my stop loss to break even, or even a little bit in profit, because I would have gotten stopped out again if I would have put it in profit. So guess what? I just moved it right up to here, right below the low, mitigating risk, getting some risk off the table. So even if I take this loss, it's not going to be as big of a loss as I initially had set on for the trade. So it comes back down, boom. It starts, this consolidated I entered this trade on Monday. So this was Monday late morning, I believe, of this week. And then it's been kind of consolidating, ping-ponging up and down. It actually came back, retested the 200 moving average again. And then boom, now is flying up after hours on today, which is Wednesday. I should have this video up tonight, so that's why I'm saying today, Wednesday. If today is not Wednesday and today is Thursday when I post this, then sorry about that. But I should have it up by late tonight because I want to get this out there for you guys. But anyways, that trade is riding nicely, and I'm planning to ride this up all the way to hopefully 100 pips, right up to around these highs that could be another resistance. So that was a mouthful and a lot to say, and that might not even have made sense. I hope it did make sense, but I'm trying to get all my thoughts across. I have a little bit of notes here that I took, but hopefully it made sense why I took this trade. To me, when these trades play out, when these trades happen, it's like it's a no-brainer. Like, I have been doing this strategy for so long now, for multiple years at this point, learning it and refining it that now I'm able to find entries and take entries like this and, you know, confidently enter in them. I'm not guessing. I'm not just putting on a ton of risk and saying, oh, I hope I catch this bottom and this just flies. No, that is how you lose all your money. Trust me, you never want to try and just catch the very bottom or the very low every single time, because you're probably going to get burned 99% of the time. That goes for any kind of investing. But that is, those are the two trades that this is the trade I took. This is the trade I'm currently in right now. Hoping to hit TP the rest of this week or sometime later this week. But definitely let me know if you got anything value out of this, any kind of value out of this video. If you have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments below. Again, hopefully I made sense. Sorry if I didn't. Like I said, if you have any questions, mention them down below. But hope you guys' trading is going well. Definitely let me know if you guys are trading funded accounts, personal accounts. What are you guys currently doing? I'm curious. So, and I'd love to start a conversation with you guys in the comments. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. If you did enjoy this video at all, definitely let me know so I will know to continue doing more, right? So, see y'all in the next one. Peace.